So yeah, so yeah, lots and lots of abundance. It's all over the spread. I'm just looking everywhere, and there are coins everywhere, coin cards everywhere. And again, Ace of Pentacles, that's the ultimate coin card. So there's some kind of opportunity. Now, what I'm getting here is with this Two of Pentacles is, it feels like there's something you let go of. It feels like, oh, I've been passed by. My time's passed. I can't go back. I wish I'd said yes. This is what I'm getting. I'm looking back over my past, and that opportunity's passed. And if I was doing that right now, what would my life be like? I really, really wish I had have said yes to that. And it's not love. It's something to do with a life's career. It really is. It's very, very big. And again, with that Ace of Pentacles, this is something big. And it's like, I'm looking back. I really wished I had have said yes. I wish I'd been stronger. I was weak at that time. I'm much stronger now. Why didn't I say yes? Now, if that's you, if you feel as if an opportunity was taken away from you and you're blaming yourself, what I want to say to you is, at that time, you're at a weak moment, you're at a weak point, if that's you. Because I'm getting lots and lots of confusion around you, I'm getting lots of pressure around you at the time, I'm getting lots of stress around you at the time, lots of uncertain energy. So even though it was you that said no, the word no came out of your mouth, or whatever it was, when you decided to, not take this up, or whatever this is, it feels like you were forced into that, or led into that, or, what I'm getting is, this is what I'm getting. At that time, you had a lot of stress around you. I'm actually seeing a very stressful relationship around you. Lots of up and downs, lots of stress, lots of problems, lots of uncertainty, and it made your life feel very, very uncertain, if that's you. Lots and lots of pressure. And so, yes, it was you that said no, but it was all this pressure around you that led you around, to make the wrong decision. Because I think that pressure that was around you at that time, it made you do all sorts of things. It made you do things, you'd say yes to things you didn't want to say yes to. I think especially in terms of this love connection, this person you were with, I think you were led to doing things you were very unhappy when you look back and you think, I wish I hadn't have done that. I really wish I hadn't have done this, gone there. Yes, I think maybe you went somewhere you didn't want to go to as well because of this love connection. And so your head was in a muddle. Look at this Two of Pentacles. Your head was going round and round because of this relationship and because of other pressures. And that's why you ended up saying no, because it's just too much when you're really pressured. A big opportunity and taking on lots of work, and there was work with this. It just feels overwhelming to you. Your heart wants to do that, but because you're all muddled, you said no in the end. So the first thing I want to tell you, if that's you, is don't blame yourself, because I can see you had lots and lots of pressure around you. Yeah, it's strange because I'm not getting a proper relationship here. I think they told you it was. I think you felt as if it was at some of the time. But then I'm getting this, that you were definitely in love with them. But I'm getting this kind of, why can't I reach them? Why can't I get assurance that I have a commitment with them? And so you have this up and down thing with this Two of Pentacles here. And it's like, they told you, though, they had a commitment. They said, oh, yes, I'm committed to you, whatever they said. But you didn't feel that. You didn't feel that. And if you don't feel that, it's not there. And the reason why you didn't feel that was because they're up and down, backwards and forwards. This is a very, very, what can I say, egotistical person. Now, cross-watchers, don't be angry with me. Doesn't mean this is about you. But I am getting a very egotistical person here. And you can see that in the Six of Pentacles down the bottom. And also, the Knight of Cups can be a very beautifully groomed, posing, very proud kind of a person as well. So you've got those two cards there about this very egotistical, proud person. And then up the top, you've got the Two of Pentacles, and that's how they made you feel. Up and down. It's like, I love them, but I'm so unsure of things. And I keep on asking them. I keep on trying to get that commitment from them. And I can't quite do that. There was lots of passion there. I'm getting that. But yeah, if you look at this Knight of Cups again in the middle here, The Knight of Cups can be, this kind of knight in shining armour, this so-called perfect looking knight. And he's kind of everyone's dream if they're imagining things. But, he's a bit of a poser. He's a bit of a perfect looking person, but there's not a lot of substance in there a lot of the time with this knight. And the other thing about him is, he's coming up to that water. He's coming up to what is it, like a river. He's coming up to that river, but he's not crossing the river. And the river is full of water, and water is obviously about emotion. So you're the river, and they're not quite coming up to where you are. So that's what I'm getting. So the other thing about the Two of Pentacles is it can be about messages going backwards and forwards, up, down, up, down. So I think what happened was, I think, when you left the situation in the end, or they left you, or when you had that breakup with this ex, I think they were still sending you messages. It feels like they were still kind of texting you or messaging you on and off. And I think whenever they did that, you'd kind of answer them. And I don't think you gave them a lot of attention, but you just gave them that little bit of attention. And I think part of you actually, if you're honest with yourself, if this is you, you are actually hoping to get those texts from them. But the thing is, every time you used to get a text from them, you might still be in this, but every time you used to get a message from them, you were like, oh, my emotions are going up and down again, which is exactly what's happening in the Two of Pentacles. So again, what I want you to look at, I want you to have another look down at that Six of Pentacles down the bottom there. Have a look at that man. I don't have to lift it up. You can see everything there. That man in red, he's giving that woman these coins. Now, it looks like he's being very kind and generous, and he's such a lovely, charitable man. He's not actually. He's full of ego. He's big, he's wearing red, he's quite, he's quite well fed. You can see that. He's wearing very expensive clothes. And what he's doing, he's giving her these little coins. And this is what's happening every time they text you, if they're still doing this. They're giving you little crumbs, and they like you being there. It's like this, this is what I'm getting. It's like, oh, they'll always be there. I can just text them at any time. They'll always answer me because they're always there for me. And I like that feeling of having them there for me whenever I need them. Big ego. And they're giving you these little crumbs. So even by just saying, hey, how are you? Even if you just say a tiny little thing, you're feeding that ego. You're feeding that ego, and they're in that position of power over you, whether you realize that or not. They're in that position. If you stop feeding that, then you're not in that position. And I think if you do that, that'll help you to move on a lot faster. You'll stop giving them that energy, and I think that's really what you need to do. That's the message in all those cards. And you might not realize it. You might have stopped this, and I hope you have. But if you haven't, you're opening yourself up to being very vulnerable to this person, to your emotions again. If you keep on contacting them. And vulnerability is a beautiful thing when it comes to love. If you're both vulnerable, if you're both opening up to each other, if there isn't this imbalance of power. But what I'm getting here is there is an imbalance of power, or that's how they want it to be. Because they've got this kind of, oh, I can keep on coming back. They'll always keep on answering me. That's fine. I'll just keep on doing that. So stop doing that if that's you. Stop feeding that ego. So I hope that helps someone. Because you've got a big opportunity. You can see that. And it's still flashing on that Ace of Pentacles there. That's telling you, it's like a big flash on that Ace of Pentacles. So you don't watch your emotions. You don't want your head to be up and down with this Two of Pentacles. You don't want to be in that. You want to be focused. You want your head to be clear so that you can go on with this, whatever this thing is coming up with this Ace of Pentacles, and it's big. If you've got the Ace of Pentacles, it's big, and you've got all these other Pentacles here. So it's something career-related or money-related that's coming up for you. So just another small thing I'm getting here. I'm getting gifts all over this. There's a gift that's coming to you. Now, it's a beautiful love gift. It's a beautiful emotional gift. If you know that someone's older than you, or if you've got something coming up where you're going to see someone who's a lot older than you, or it might be over the phone, because not a lot of people are meeting at the moment, depending on where you are in the world. But where I am, no one's talking to anyone, or they are, but they're not meeting anyone face to face, I should say. So it might be a phone call. but someone's got some information to tell you, and it's love. It's not a love connection, but it feels like it might be an older relative or an older friend. They've got some information to tell you. It's going to help you in your life. They've been where you've been. That's what I'm getting there. And it's given to you with love. So if you're in a conversation with someone who's a lot older with you, the first thing I want to tell you is don't disregard what they're saying. Don't go into kind of what's the thing? Not aeroplane mode. What's an autopilot? Don't kind of go into autopilot and, and think, oh yes, they're just telling me about the flowers in the garden and the man next door. Listen really carefully, because there's some really good information in there that they've got to tell you. Don't dismiss what they have to tell you. There's a nugget of information. It might be a saying they say, and it's going to be a big light bulb for you. It's going to be like, oh, that's really helpful. That's really good information. And they're giving you this with love. So really keep your ears open to someone who's a lot older than you that can give you that information. There's lots of wisdom in there. And don't dismiss that. Don't dismiss that if that's you. So I hope that makes sense to someone there. Right, so the first card you've got for your presence, this Page of Cups. So this is a really, I know it can be a bit of a silly page. It's a bit funny. It's very light-hearted. So I'm getting travel here. Because there's all this sea here, there's sea behind him, there's sea behind the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Wands in the middle can be about travel and opportunities and looking forward to going somewhere new. So again, at the moment, obviously no one's traveling. So this is something you're thinking about in your future. Now, I think this might have some kind of connection to this thing you've said no to that I was seeing in the Two of Pentacles. You said no to this opportunity, you said no to something, and you're looking back over that and you're thinking, oh, if only I had have said yes, my life would be so different now. I should have said yes to that. And you can see that because if you look at this page, his head's looking back toward that Two of Pentacles. So it's like he's looking back and he's thinking about that. He's thinking, look at where I am now, and look at what happened to me in the past, and this is where I could be. This is where I could be now if only I'd said yes. So I think this is part of this gift, because again, he's holding out this cup to you. He's holding it out to you. So I think what's going to happen is, I think you're going to start to realize, if you haven't already, that with this opportunity, you can go back and do this again. You can do this. It's up to you to do this. If this is something you're thinking about or dreaming about, and you're thinking, I can be in this other place because there's travel around this. I could be doing this. I could be in this new place. I could be doing this thing of my dreams. You absolutely can be doing that. That's this cup that's coming out. It's saying, do this now. I'm giving you this gift now. And I'm getting learning around this. Pages can be students. So I think with this thing that's coming up, with this opportunity, it's coming up because it's coming up inside you. It's welling up inside you. You've got this wistfulness. Why didn't I say yes? And it's turning into, well, actually, maybe I can do this now. Why can't I? Maybe I can. Yeah, so I'm getting studying again. This is really beautiful, actually. I'll just show you what I'm seeing in this card. With this studying, if you look at this cup, with this fish in this cup, it's making me think of that saying, teach a man to fish and he can, he can eat forever, instead of giving a fish. So that's what's happening. So you're going to go into this learning, if this is you, whether that's training for something, whether that's going back to formal studies, might be university, might not be because you don't have the Hierophant here, that could be about that, but it might be. But yeah, there's some kind of learning in this, there's some kind of learning you're going to have to go back and do, whether that's formal or informal, if that's you. And if you do that now, if you make this opportunity for yourself, that's what this is telling you, it can set you up for life, because that's what the Ace of Pentacles can be about. So if that's you, if any of that makes sense to you, start doing something now. Reapply if it's studying, apply to something, do the research, start doing the work now, start taking some sorts of, I'm stumbling with what I'm saying. Start to take some kind of steps now, whatever that is. And yeah, there's traveling around this. But you've got to prepare for that now, because there's no traveling now, obviously. But when that comes up later on, you'll be prepared for when it's time to do that later, if you take those steps now. So yeah, and you can see there's a gift here. You've got a gift in the Ace of Pentacles, 2 gifts here, absolutely beautiful. But you're giving that gift back to yourself. And this is a life-changing gift. That's what the Ace of Pentacles is all about. But you've got to do that work. You've got to do that preparation now. Yeah, it's something that lifts your money, obviously, with all these coins. It's something that lifts you on the inside. It lifts up your confidence, because you've lost a lot of confidence with this axe here. Lifting up your confidence, lifting yourself up spiritually. It's what you're supposed to do. It is what you're supposed to do. So absolutely amazing. So also security, also with your security, it's going to make you a lot more secure money-wise, and that makes everything else a lot more secure if you're secure financially. Yeah, someone's around you in love right now. Someone's around you in love right now. Obviously, this is if you're single. What I'm getting is a very, very good person, very positive person. Now, I'm not getting a lot of positivity around you when it comes to love right now. Now, that might be because, you know, you're just not ready for love right now. And it might be the case if you're still kind of in this other thing, if you're still answering this person's text, if you're still talking to them, or even if you're not, you might still be not quite healed from all that yet. So, but even if you are, it feels like if you're single, it's like, no, I really don't want any love around me right now. I'm not ready for anyone right now, because I can see this person's a really good person and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them, but you're just feeling like, no, you know, and sometimes the universe does that to you. You know, if you've got people around you could be with, it kind of gives you that, oh no, feeling, so that you don't go into rebound situations. You know, sometimes people go into rebounds to learn something, but that obviously that's not for you if you're in this situation. So what I have to say about this person that's around you is, I'm getting a really good feeling from them, I can tell you that. It feels like they're just a friend, or they're just talking to you at this stage, or something like that. There is chemistry there. So if you're feeling some kind of possibility that they might be interested, you're getting that kind of feeling from them. Yes, they have got feelings for you. So I just want to tell you that. Yeah, they treat people really well. This is what I'm getting from them. They treat people really well. So I can't quite see if you'll end up with them yet, because I've got this, because I'm not getting any feelings coming from you. But then I'm getting a lack of healing. So it might be that. So I think once you're healed, you'll be able to make up your mind about this. So, but you know, if you do go ahead with them, if you do end up healing and you end up with this person, I can tell you it's a very positive person to be around. But if you don't, you know, they're a good person to be around you anyway, because I think they know how to treat people. And I think they're in your life right now to show you that there are some decent people around. There are some decent people around that you could be with. They're not all horrible, because you've had some horrible people around you. And I think you've had this thing in your mind of, are there any decent people left? I don't think there are. So this person's in your life to show you that, yes, there are some decent people around. They're treating you decently, if this is you, and you can see how they operate. They treat other people very decently as well. And this is really interesting. I just want to show you this. You've got the Knight of Pentacles here. Dependable Knight. So this is who this person is. This dependable Knight. And, you know, they might not be all that, you know, perfect in terms of looks, or what society says is, you know, a good looking person and all that, what they're supposed to be, which I think is rubbish anyway. But he's real. He's dependable, he's solid. And what's interesting is, you've got the Knight of Cups back there, and he was representing your axe. Could be male, could be female. Just because it's a he doesn't mean that you're female. But yeah, that Knight was representing your axe. And yeah, you don't want the white horse, you want the black horse. The black horse is the stable horse. That, I know that's a crude summary of what I was getting there, but I hope that makes sense. But yeah, if that's you, that's the kind of love you want. The stable love. That's the kind of love you deserve. So you may end up with this person once you're healed, you may not, but either way, this is a really good person to have around you because they're showing you the type of person you deserve to have around you. So I hope that makes sense to someone here. This is if you're single, obviously. Okay, so the first card you've got for your future is this Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you've got lots of work to do. You've got to make the work happen. You've got to give yourself, you're putting the work in to give yourself this opportunity. It's not something that's kind of just falling in your lap. It's you deciding, okay, I can do this now. I don't want to dream about this anymore. I want to just do this. I've missed out before, but that doesn't mean I can't do that now. It doesn't matter how old I am. It doesn't matter where I am. I can start making a step toward this. I really can. So you're starting to feel like that now. And this is about you putting that work in. And that's another reason why you've got to keep your head clear. You know, again, with this act, you don't want to answer them because you've got to keep your head clear. You've got all this work here. So, okay, I'm looking at this sequence all the way across the top now, across the top row horizontally. So I think what that's showing you is, you're going to have to close yourself off from a lot of distractions, things that are distracting you. You might have some bad habits that you're going to have to kind of get rid of. I'm seeing people that might be distracting you. It might be that you have people talking to you, asking you to go out and do things. It might be that you've got people telling you to do things for them or, putting pressure on you. So you've got to get rid of that distraction in between. And so what I'm getting is, if you have a look all the way across the top here, you've got the Two of Pentacles. So, and in the Two of Pentacles, it's kind of this, the coins are kind of jumping up and down. They're kind of in a mess. They're not in control. And to get yourself into that position of control where you could do that work in the Eight of Pentacles, where the coins are all neatly in a row, you've got to get rid of that distraction in the middle, which is the Page of Cups. He's joking, he's laughing, he's playing around, and that's fine. It's nice to have people playing around and having fun. But what this is telling you is it's time for hard work. It's time to drop some of those distractions. So that's what you're going to have to do. That's what you're going to have to do. Put your boundaries up. That's what I'm getting here. And, don't, and again, with the Two of Pentacles, it's like a dream sequence. So what I mean by that is the coins are not practical. They're kind of floating around. They're floating around. So for you at the moment, you're thinking of this as kind of an abstract dream. It's like, it's a dream in my head, but can I actually do that practically? This is showing you that yes, you can. If you get rid of those distractions, you'll stop thinking of this as an abstract thing. And if you start putting the work in, like this man in the Eight of Pentacles, you'll start seeing it as a closer and a closer reality to you. It won't just be an abstract thing up in the sky. It'll be a reality. And that's what that sequence between the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles is showing you as well. The work is taking you into this Ace of Pentacles. And yeah, when you've got the Ace of Pentacles, it's a life-changing thing. This is a life-changing opportunity. And again, you're giving that gift to yourself by putting that work in. So please start to take some kind of steps to do this. Doesn't matter where you start, just start somewhere. And as you take those steps, you'll get closer and closer to seeing this as a reality. It won't just be an abstract thing in your mind. It'll be, wow, I can really do this. It's getting closer and closer and closer. And now it's real. I can see it there in front of me. So that's kind of what I'm getting now. Absolutely amazing. And you're giving this to yourself by your own hard work. Okay, I'm just getting this. Okay, I'm just looking at this Four of Swords down here. Yeah, very, very sad situation. I don't know if you've prayed for someone. There's someone very close to you. If this is you, this is very specific, I know, so it's for someone. It feels like you've prayed for someone, or you've kind of, however you do that prayer, whatever you think of prayer is. So someone's not very well. I don't like talking about health, but this is what I'm getting for someone. Someone's not very well, and it looks like they're looking for some kind of solution to help them to feel better or to be better. It's something like that, and you're praying for them. You're really worried about this person, if that's you. So what I want to tell you is, if this is you, there's some help coming. There's a solution coming. Now, it's coming, excuse me, but it's probably a little bit slower, or a lot slower actually, than you'd like. Because if you look at these two cards, I'll just show you this down the bottom horizontally. So you've got this Four of Swords bottom right, and next to that you've got this Knight of Pentacles. And what's happening is the man in the Four of Swords, he's obviously lying there, so he's not well, or this person's not well, so they're representing this person for you. And they're in the dark. It's a very dark card. And the Knight of Pentacles, it's a light card. It's full of gold. And so there's light at the end of the tunnel, and the knight's holding up that golden coin, and it's kind of bringing the light in to this man in the Four of Swords. You can see that. But the thing about the Knight of Pentacles is he's the slow knight. So there's help coming in, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's going to be slow. So that's what I'm telling you. And yeah, this person is blessed. This person that you're worried about, if you've been praying for them, if you've been doing any of that, if that's something you do, you have helped them by doing that. Because if you look at this Four of Swords, I nearly said Four of Pentacles because you've got all these pentacles everywhere. If you look at this Four of Swords, in the top left-hand corner, you've got this beautiful stained glass window, and it's the only light in that whole card. And there's a man there that's being blessed in that stained glass window. So your blessings or your prayers, or whatever it is you are doing for this person, that is helping them to come to that solution, or whatever it is that's helping them. Again, it's very slow, but I think they are going to come into some kind of recovery or improvement. And just know that